Hi everyone, welcome back on the channel. In today's video, we'll be starting the campaign for Haywire Outbreak, my new zombie kind of game. If you looked at the previous video, you know roughly how to play the game. So I'm going to dive straight into our campaign here and I will select my team. In the previous video, I showcased a bit all the card and of how all the cards work. Here I have in that supplement I created 50 survivor, but here I picked around 20. That's just because that's my favorite models. I just prefer to encounter just character I would like to play since I will be playing a few missions to reach the extraction of the city of Charleston. So here I have all my survivor. I'm going to pause the camera just to shuffle all of them, and we are going to select the random team that will be starting this campaign. So I shuffled my deck of cards. In that deck, so by default in Haywire Outbreak there is roughly 2/3 civilian, 1/3 police and military, and a few special forces that have the best stats. And here I try to keep the same ratio, so I have roughly 2/3 civilian, a bit of police military, and just 2 of the special force here. So here, just so you know that I'm not cheating, I didn't put I won't select the 4 just on top. I'm going to randomly select some survivor by placing them over here. So let's start. So here, okay, so we'll start with Terence, one of the firefighter equipped with a fire axe. Next, okay, a second melee weapon, we have Nick with a baseball bat. Okay, not too bad, but now I need some firearms. I really need some firearms, so wish me luck. Ah no! Coach with a chainsaw. What next? Okay, so we have Marcus. Okay, so that is my starting team. It's really far from perfect, because we only have one firearm. So hopefully at the start of the campaign I will be, at the start of the first mission I will be sneaky with 2 melee weapons. The chainsaw do we can hear it, so it makes some noise, but it deals a lot of damage. So yeah, we'll see. Well, let's pick the model and let's deploy on the mission. So this is my group of survivor at the start of my campaign. I have placed the card here, I gave them their weapon. In the campaign we start with 1 bandage, I gave it to the firefighter, and 1 Molotov cocktail, here I gave it to Coach. We also know how to craft those 2 items, so I have the 2 recipes here. I have, sorry for the bad design, I still need to print the cool card, but that's the tracker to remember the resource we have. Here I will place it also here, the loot deck, when we will be looting new weapons, and we are ready to start. So this is a quick look at the table. I'm going to spawn on this side just because that's actually the setup I played the first mission of the campaign with a friend a couple of days ago, and I just wanted to just replay on the same map. So I'm starting here. The goal is to extract over here, just reach this zone over here. I placed all the different spawn points, so new infected can arrive from this point. Number 2, 3, 4, 5 is the entrance of that store, and 6 is just on the extract. We have 12 objective tokens, 6 for the weapon, so we have 1 here. The others are next to some military vehicle, like this one here. We have the police one here, and we have also 6 resource token, so we have 1 here and some others scattered around, and that will be one of the key things I'm going to aim for, is to go for those lootable spots. So that's roughly it for the setup. I'm going to deploy my team and get started with the mission. So we are ready to start. So every survivor has 3 action points. So I'm going to activate my first one. I'm going to activate Coach here with the chainsaw. So he's going to do a standard move up to 6 inches. But yeah, since I'm holding the phone, so it will be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The first move will bring him here. If I'm doing a second move, it's considered as a running and it can be heard up to 12, so this token here will hear him. So instead I'm going to do a sneak action. A sneak action is silent, it can move up to 3. So it's not, I'm still too short to be able to reach that resource token we have here, so I need to do another sneak. So here basically I use my 3 action and I can't do anything else this turn with that guy. Next turn I will be able to loot that token. Here with Marcus, the guy with the pistol, I'm going to do 2 sneak action and I'm going to enter Overwatch with my last action point, just in case that token comes around the corner, I will be able to fire at him and try to protect Coach. With the 2 other guy here, I will just do one move and 2 sneak. So 1 move is 6, sneak is 3. So that's basically a total movement of, or maybe I do 1 move, 1 sneak, and 1 Overwatch. So 1 move is up to 6. 1 sneak is roughly over here. And I will enter Overwatch, and I'm going to do the same with Nick over here. Yeah, there, maybe. Yeah, like that. Just entering Overwatch in case also these tokens come in that direction and try to attack me. So that's it for my phase. We jump onto the infected phase. All threat tokens will move in D6 in a random direction defined by the scatter die. So for this one here, he's moving 3 inches. Oh, so that's perfect. So that will move him away from me. So 3 inches in that direction. The one behind the truck. Just going to do the closest one to me. And oh fuck, this one is going in my direction. So if I'm moving over here, there is a chance he will see me, so we will see. And this one here is moving away, so that's perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, up to the construction vehicle. I'm going to pause the camera and move all the others. Okay, I move all the placement token. It's the end of the infected phase. No sound has been made. The alert is not raised. That means no new infected spawn. We jump onto the next turn. Next turn, the first thing I'm doing here is Coach is looting that resource spot. To do that, you just simply take a D6 and the value here you place. So it's a 3. So basically we found a can. So I'm just going to place that to remember that I have 1 resource of can. So this is done. I still have 2 action points with him. There is a weapon spot over here and I'm pretty interested in that. So I will try to move 6 inches. I will reach that van over here. And I have still 1 action point. But unfortunately, yeah, I could reach it, but I won't be able to loot it, and if one of those 2 turn, they will almost automatically see me, so it's too dangerous. I'm just going to do a sneak action, staying just behind the truck. The sneak action is basically meaning I'm crouching, and that will be harder to detect. On this side here, I'm going to do... there is 1 weapon here and 1 resource, so I would like to gather those 2. And who has the of course the Molotov cocktail is over here, damn it. Trying to think if it's not the best solution to go up here or there, we'll see. Let's first move 3 inches in that direction, just to gain line of sight on those 2 tokens. I can unveil now those 2, so let me actually grab the infected cards. Okay, so since we only have 1 firearm, we start at the threat level 2, so that's great because we'll only encounter 1 type of special infected for now, and that's the bloater. So let's unveil this one first and the next one just after. So the first one, it will be a 13, and the second one it will be 13. What do we have on 13? We have actually 3 walkers, 3 and 3, that means 6 walkers in this area. So that's it. I placed the six walker. So this group was looking in that direction, and they have a 180-degree view angle. That means that here this guy, actually let's say I've moved him so he can see the both token. I move him in line of sight on this group, but since I did a sneak, they only detect me on a 15 plus. There is 3 walker, that means I need to roll 3 dice. 10, 10, 14, they didn't detect me. So that's great. I'm going to... Yeah, I'm trying to think what should I do. I'm still not sure. Let me pause the camera so I can think. I'm going to simply try to move them in that direction. So here I'm going now to move 6 inches. So we'll bring him over here, and I'm going to move another 3. Because I might, depending on where they turn next turn, I might jump on top of that wall to grab the weapon and to come back on this side, we'll see. With this guy over here, I'm just going to move up to here. I will stay undetected. Now I know that what we have here, I don't want to be to move up close. And I'm going to enter Overwatch with this one. Here on that side, Marcus is going to move 6 inches plus another 3 and is going to enter Overwatch. Just in case this token move into this direction, he will be able to fire. So that's it for my turn. We jump onto the infected turn. So this group here, what they are doing. I'm going to roll 2 dice. Oh, okay, so this group moves straight into my direction, and they will trigger the Overwatch from Terence. Haha. Okay, pretty bad start. So here, this guy arrive, he trigger the Overwatch. Terence have an easy weapon, so it use the 9+ on his shooting stat. So let's grab the dice, 9+ and an 18, so I managed to kill that walker in one go. But the 2 others also move 6 inches in my direction. Since I killed that walker that was part of this group, they both become alerted and they both move towards me. So this one move, and he will try to attack me. Oh, and he score 1 point of damage because, yeah, the walker, he need 11+ to be able to damage, to successfully attack. And the second one here moves there. And here we have only a 6, so the second one is a miss. Really not a great start. For the second group over here. No, that's the dice here. They move 6 inches in that direction, so I'm definitely not going to pick up that weapon this turn. And now this one over here. Okay, so he look into that direction, and the one just over here is not looking in that direction. So that's perfect. I will try to grab the weapon on the police car next. I'm going to pause the camera and move all the other tokens. So I just remove some scenery so I can have that standing flat and not, yeah, a bit woodly. End of the infected. The alert is not raised, like we didn't make any gunshot, so only this group is alerted, so that's great for now. So no new infected arrive, we jump onto the next turn. Next turn, that guy, I can't move in because he already engaged in melee combat, so I need to kill those 2. Again, he have a fire axe with a shooting using the easy combat stat. Let me check if those guys becomes alerted, they are still too far to attack this guy. So yeah, let's focus combat on those 2 walker. Easy mean a 9+, and actually I'm rolling 2 dice, I forget that last time. So I'm rolling 2 dice and I'm aiming for a 9+. A 3 and a 14, that means the first one is killed. Second one, with my second action point, the second one is also killed. Let me grab some red dice just to mark my remaining health point. So here Terence has been damaged. He only have 2 health points left, meaning 2 action points. So here I use 2 action points to do 2 combat action. I can't do anything else this turn. On this side, no, let's have a look at the other side here. coach will start to move 6 inches. 6 inches. The movement can be heard up to 6 inches, so this guy here won't hear me. I will start to move and I will just unveil those two tokens as I'm moving. So this one first and then that second one. So this first one we have an 11 and the second one we have a 19. So 11 we have one walker and bloater, and in the 11 we have 3 walker, 1 bloater. So let's place them on the board. So I just placed the 2 groups of walkers and I finished my movement with coach up to the weapon spot here. So now I'm going to use my second action point to loot that weapon spot. So I have my loot deck over here and I'm going to grab 1 weapon, and we have an AK-47. So I'm going to actually replace the chainsaw by that AK. The chainsaw is great because I have more chance of killing. I'm rolling 3 dice and I deal 3 points of damage, but the problem is here the bloater. When they just move within 3 inches of me, they explode. So yeah, I definitely don't want to be up close with the bloater, so I'm going to use that AK. So I use 1 action point to move, 1 action point to loot. I'm going to use 1 action point to... actually no, we are within line of sight of this group, so let's see if those see me. Because I am within that 180. Since I just did a move action and not a sneak, they detect me on an 11+. So let's roll 2 dice. Oh yes! A 10 and a 7. A 10 and a 7 mean they didn't saw me. Oh no, never mind. Actually, yeah, I still moved without triggering the hearing distance. So that's great. I'm still not seen. So you know what? I'm just going to do the same. The thing is, here we have a resource token, and I'm tempted to move to try to grab it. No, it's too risky. I'm just going to do the same move action backward, just going back over here. On this side, Marcus, what Marcus is doing? Yeah, Marcus, he will join the rest of the group, so we'll move back. So 6, 12, so he's doing 2 move up to here. And he will probably just... oh, he will enter Overwatch, maybe. Yeah, that's it. On this side, models can move up to 2 inch high, so I can jump onto that wall, reach that weapon spot, loot it, and just move and jump back onto on the other side. So that's what I'm going to do. This will alert this group, but they will be too short to be able to reach here. They will just arrive over here. So let's do that. I'm going to jump on top and move on the weapon spot, and I'm going to loot that weapon spot. Okay, oh, a sniper rifle. Yeah, it's kind of meh, because, well, it deals 3 points of damage, which is kind of great. It uses the EG stat, which is, yeah, kind of great, but you only roll 1 dice. Yeah, I will equip it. I can carry 2 weapons if one of them is a melee or a pistol. So that, yeah, I can have the baseball bat and the rifle. Okay, so moving back on top, jumping on top of the wall, and I'm done with my survivor. We jump onto the infected movement. So this group here is alerted. They will move 6 inches toward me, toward the closest survivor. But since here they can't jump onto that big wall, they can only move up to 1 inch in height. They move towards this guy. The other, they will move randomly, as usual. Just going to move this group here. He's moving 2 inch. Oh, maybe they heard something. They just try to just move a bit in the direction of where I was. But yeah, I'm still I can't be seen behind that van. Going to pause the camera, move the others. End of the turn. still no noise has been made. We had that large group here that moved 6 inches towards the van too, so they just move around and just move here. So that's it for this turn. No new infected spawn. We jump on to the next turn. So, we are starting a new turn. This group is alerted. That's it, they will move towards me. So you know what? I will try to get rid of them before they reach me, because here, right now, I'm pretty safe and I can try to come and loot in this area. So my first thing here, I'm going to move 2 inches up to that wall. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can move, jump. I will jump back on top of that wall, and I will just arrive on the back of this walker here. Nick, his baseball bat. Yeah, I'm not going to use the sniper rifle for now, so I'm just going to swap like that. I'm going to use the medium, so it's using the medium combat stats. So here it's an 11 plus, and I'm rolling 2 dice. So here I need an 11 plus, please, 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 please. 1 and 4, of course, damn it. Okay, so that sucks. So I move, I attacked, I still have 1 action point left, so I'm going to use that last action point to do a new combat action. So let's try maybe the red dice, maybe that's the best one. Okay, so we have a 19, that one is a bit broken, but I will have guessed it's a 6, but the 19 killed that infected. On this side here, I have Terence, he's injured, but I really don't want to make any noise. So what should I do? I'm going to move him here. I'm not going to move in base contact with this guy. There is one reason for that. I will move in here and enter Overwatch. Once we jump onto the infected face, this one, he will move toward the closest survivor, which in this case is Terence here, so he will move. And I will try to kill him in Overwatch. That second one here, he will move toward the closest infected. And it will be this one, so he will try to attack Nick. I'm doing that because I don't want this guy, if I move, let's say that guy here, and attack, Terence here will be the closest one, so this guy can hit maybe this guy a second time, and that's not what I want since he already lost 1 health point. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to leave it like that. And so this guy, I'm tempted also to try to come and see what we have here. We have a resource, but we also have three tokens. So let's do that. I'm going to do 2 move action. It can be heard up to 12, but those are not within range. And it's actually within range if I'm still doing a new move up to here. I just move a bit those crates, so I'm going to do a sneak with my last action so it can't be heard. And on the other side here, Coach is a bit alone, and I will bring him back to next to the rest of the team, so he will be doing 2 sneak action. 2 sneak action will bring him... Yeah, I see roughly where he's at. So 2 sneak action will bring him here, and another move will bring him over here. So that's the end of my phase. We jump onto the infected. This one moves here, and it triggers my Overwatch. I need 1 9+ and a 19, perfect, so this one is killed. And this one here, he turns, he moves towards Nick, and let's try, he's not, so the walker hit on an 11+ again. Oh yes, it's a 6, so it doesn't hit me. So that's it for that. I'm going to pause the camera, move the threat token, and see you just after. End of the movement. Here the large group is moving to the right. This one didn't move, is just turning into that direction. Here they are just banging on each other, the walkers, which is kind of makes sense since they are just some zombies. No noise, still no noise this turn. We jump onto the next turn. Next turn, Nick here will try to kill that infected. Again, you have the baseball bat, 2 dice on an 11 plus. He kills one. Yes, 16 and yes, perfect. So he killed that one. With his second action, I'm going to move on that resource spot here. And with the third action, I'm going to loot that resource spot. And it's a 5. It's a 5, we gain 1 chemical. Next. So here, on this side, Terence will use one of his action points to heal himself with the bandage. So I'm going to throw away that bandage, we lost that, but he's gaining back 1 health point. So that means he have 2 health points remaining. So here we have a lot of things happening in the middle of the board. 1, 2, 3 weapon spots, 1 resource here. So I definitely want to go in that direction. So let's try to do that. So Terence will do 1 move up to here. And the sneak... yeah, the sneak will bring him over here. So I'm still not in line of sight on any token, so that's great. Next we have Coach on this side. Coach, still not sure what I want to do with Coach. Yeah, I will let him join. Just checking the hearing distance, so let's 6 and 2 sneak action will bring him here. So that's it for me. Oh no, we have Marcus over here. So Marcus, none of the tokens actually look into... oh, well, see, there is one. This one here is looking in my direction. But yeah, let's do that. I will do a sneak action, just peeking on the edge to see actually the 3 tokens. So let's unveil first this one, then second, then the third one here. So first one is a 3. A 3 means only 1 bloater. So again, right now we only encounter basic walker and a bloater since we started at the threat level 1. And since we still managed to not make any noise, yeah, we are still pretty safe. The second one, we have what? We have a 20, that's bad. And the last one, a 20 and an 18, there will be a lot of people there. 20 plus 18, so 8 walkers plus 1 bloater. So that's all the infected that spawn over here. There are quite a lot. I still have 2 action points to use on this guy here, on Marcus. I'm just going to check one thing. Okay, so I'm checking the range to this token. This is my 18-inch stick. All gunshot can be heard up to 18 inches. And here, for example, in this case, if I'm firing, this one won't hear anything. Only those guys here will be alerted, and since I'm planning on firing at them anyway, or maybe not. Did they saw me? The thing is here, they are super packed. And I want to use that to target one of the bloater. And since the bloater will explode, it will kill most of the walker. So every bloater that explodes deals a 1-inch damage in a 3-inch radius. So basically, if I kill that girl here in the middle, all the walker will be dead except this one here. And this bloater here will receive 1 point of damage. Let me check one thing though. If this one becomes alerted, he will move 6 inches toward me, and now I'm safe within the explosion radius. So let's try that. I want some action. So it's still a hard thing, but yeah, I want this video to be fun, so let's try that. Medium. I need an 11 plus, and I'm not within 6, so I can't reroll. So I need, since this weapon deal only 1 point of damage, and again the bloater have 2 health points, I need 2 11 plus in a row to kill the bloater. So that's, yeah, that will be a challenge. So let's try that. First one, at 12, okay, we are good, we dealt 1 point of damage. We need a second one, please, a second one. Ah, damn it. Okay, so we did 2 combat action. That bloater in the middle has received 1 point of damage. And that basically means all of those are alerted and they will all move towards me. Sucks. No other tokens heard the shot, so that's the great news. Those guys are safe and those guys didn't hear anything. So we jump onto the infected phase. During the infected phase, they all move towards Marcus. So starting with the closest one, so he moves 6 inches here. And I'm going to move all the other just next to him. Yeah, I'm going to pause the camera to do that. Okay, so here we have the horde of infected that move towards Marcus. On this side, maybe this group felt some flesh of the survivor that was there not long ago, because they decided to move around the corner, and this one they just also move 5 inches in that direction. Other than that, right now we are pretty safe. So it's the end of the infected phase. This turn we fire an unsuppressed gunshot. That means we did some noise, and a new group of infected will enter the board from a random spawn point. So we roll a d20 and a d6. Oh, that's bad, that's bad. We have 16 hits. It's 2 walker and 1 bloater. So you can say, okay, it's not too bad. Let's grab those. The problem is that they enter from the spawn point number 1. And of course, it's the Walmart over here. So they just heard the shot resonated from maybe the back window. They were just, yeah, they become alerted and they just move out of the Walmart just next to my 3 survivor. Ah, that sucks. So that's the end of the turn. Since we also did some noise this turn, we raise the threat level. If I can grab the card. Okay, so we jump onto the threat level 2. Trust me, it's not always easy to film and hold the camera, play and hold the camera at the same time. So now we are at the threat level 2, and the new type of infected we could encounter is the armor infected, but we'll see that later. So that's it for this turn. We jump onto the next turn. Okay, starting this new turn with quite a few infected alerted, so yeah, we'll see. First thing I want to do here is Marcus. He can't really target the female bloater that is in the middle, since there is one already in front of him, so he'll target the first bloater. Same thing here, he used the medium shooting stat, which is 11 plus, he will roll 1 dice, but here, the good thing is, they approach, so they are within 6 inches, so that's this mark here, so I can reroll. So I need 1 11 plus, an 8 that's not enough, so I'm going to reroll that, and a 6 that's also not enough. So first action point, it's a fail. Second action point, it's a 17, so the second action point is a hit. Then the third action point, it's a 16. Yes, so the third action point, the second and third action point, I managed to kill that bloater. When dying, that bloater explodes. Let me, I don't want to remove that building just because it makes a really cool scenery, but basically, so that's the 3-inch mark. So here, that bloater, upon dying, he will deal 1 point of damage to all the infected in the blast radius. So here, that's basically this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. The 4 on the back are not hit. But Since the lady bloater here is also hit and she only have 1 point of damage, she will also explode. And when she is dying, she is taking with her the 2 bloater here. So the 2 walker here. So basically only the 2 walker on the back are not killed by the by boss explosion. Anyway. So that's it. I'm going to pause the camera to remove that. Okay, so on this side we can breathe a bit. Well, when we fired, we made some noise, but no threat token was in range. But the explosion also makes some noise, and basically here, this token is in range to hear the explosion, so it is becoming alerted. So let's roll a dice to see what we have here. We have a 16, and a 16, it's again a bloater, so 2 walker and a bloater. So let me grab some models again. So here we have the bloater exactly where we had the token, plus, here we go, 2 walkers. Those guys here are alerted and they will move toward the closest survivor. Now we need to deal with this situation. So what I'm going to do is that here coach will use the AK-47, it used the hard combat stat, so I need a 13 plus, but I have 2 dice, so yeah, there is a bit more chances. So let's grab the dice. So he will do a combat action aiming at the bloater. Oh yes, 16, so the first shot, again I needed a 13 plus, so a 16 means this guy is killed. Again, the bloater health of 2, the AK have a strength of 2. So first shot I kill him, when he explodes he takes with him those two walkers. But when firing, this will alert the closest infected group, which is this one over here. And there is also a rule saying that if a group that is alerted is within 3 inches of an unalert group, the alert spread. So basically, all those guys here becomes alerted, they will move toward me in the following turn. Also, when the explosion happens, yeah, the closest threat token can hear that, but the last threat token is behind those 2 cars and is too far to be able to hear anything, so we are safe. So next, now we have some time to finally loot a bit, and that is great. Or maybe not? We'll see. Coach here, he just fired, so he still have 2 action points, so he will now move up to this weapon spot here, and he will loot that weapon spot. So what do we have here? Please, something cool. Ah! A shovel. A shovel, come on. Well, there is some weapon that can be upgraded, and this is one of them. So you can turn that into a pretty cool weapon. But for now it's not super cool. I only have 3 cards on me, that means I can still grab 1 more, so I'm going to put that on a coach inventory, and he still have equipped the AK and the Molotov cocktail. Now on this side, Nick will move over here. He's gaining line of sight on the group there, and he have equipped the baseball bat but also the Remington, and he will fire with the Remington. It uses the easy combat stat, which is 9 plus, and actually after 12 I can reroll, so actually, haha, I forget about that rule. So I can reroll because that's a scoped weapon. So I need a 9 plus that I can reroll. 8, so I'm going to reroll that, and a 5, that's even worse. So I moved, I fire, I still have 1 action point, so I'm going to do the same. Firing at the bloater, by the way. 5, damn it! Ah, finally, 13. The sniper rifle deal 3 points of damage, so that's a heavy weapon. So here I successfully kill that bloater, and upon dying he also take with him those 2 walkers. Just checking the range. So this final token here is within hearing distance, so he can be heard. So let's roll a die. It's 15, we have 2 walkers and 1 bloater again. So again, right now, like I said, we are often encountering the same kind of infected, but as we'll progress in the campaign, we'll start with better weapon, so we will start with a higher threat level. So, that's it for Nick. Now I'm jumping onto Terence. Terence will move here. He will search that box to grab some resource. A 5 means another chemical. Damn, I don't need that. I need some other stuff. And with his last action point, I'm going to move up to this weapon spot and he's going to loot that. Huh. Oh my god, I suck so much today with loot. Like with my friend when we played the campaign, it was so much better. But yeah, it's still cool to start with crappy stuff so we can find some better stuff in the future. So he moved, he looted, he moved. Oh no, my bad. He was there, so he moved. He looted and then he moved, and it's only next turn that he will be able to find this weapon. So I will just leave the card over here so I know that in the following turn I will grab this. So that's the end of the survivor phase. We jump onto the infected phase. So those 2 guys here move 6 inches towards me. Roughly over here. And those one here, I will pause the camera since they are a lot, and I'm going to move also the one there. So I move all the infected. End of the infected movement, 1 new group of infected will spawn since we did a lot of noise. Oh, it's a 20 on the point number 2. Okay, point number 2 is there, so it's not too bad. But the 20 is 4 walker and 1 armored. Okay, so we have the armored one with the bulletproof vest in the middle, and we can jump onto the next turn. Okay, new turn. I'm going to start here with Marcus. Marcus, he will use a first action point to target the first infected. He needs an 11+, so first infected is killed. Using the second action point to target the second one, and a 13 is also killed. So with his last action point, he's going to move 6 inches to be in base contact with that resource spot that he will try to loot in the following turn. On this side here, Terence will loot that. I don't need it. I don't need it at all, so I'm going to scrap it and to remove it. So he used 1 action point. Now, using second action point, he will move here on that resource spot and he will loot that. And again some chemicals. Damn it, I need to craft bandage and Molotov cocktail. I need at least alcohol and rag, and none of those resources I found. That's a shame. Now we jump onto those guys here. So Nick over here, he will move, or maybe Coach. Yeah, you know what? Coach over here, he will move 2 times to reach that weapon spot and he will loot that. Okay, we have another sniper rifle and we reach the limit. So I'm going to throw away the chainsaw, and I'm going to keep the sniper rifle and I will place it on my back. So I have still equipped the Molotov and the AK. And here, Nick, he will move 1, 2, and he will basically move 3 times to reach this weapon spot so he can loot it in the next turn. Here, the zombie, I will speed up the end of the game because I'm pretty sure I will reach, we are pretty close to the extract. So basically, all the walker here move 6 inches, so they will move all, they will just move roughly like that. This group here will move 6 inches towards me. And that's the, oh no, and there is also this group, but they are too far to be a real threat. Okay, so we jump onto the spawn phase. We did some gunshot over here, so we still have one group of infected, so we just need that D6 to not be a 6, please. Of course, 15 and 6. 15, we have 2 walker and 1 bloater. So 2 walker and 1 bloater arriving just on the extract. It's funny, that's a bit the boss. The boss really at the end of the level. It's not a real boss, it's not a real threat, but yeah, anyway, that's a bit funny. I just wanted to cut the video short, but we'll need to go through him. So end of the turn, we jump onto the next turn. Here we grab one let's take care of this bloater first. So who will be the best suited to take care of him? Maybe Nick with the sniper rifle. So first Nick is looting that weapon spot. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so let's say, yeah, he grabbed the FN Scar and he will keep that. He will move just to gain a better line of sight. And he's targeting the bloater. So it used the medium stat, so I need an 11 plus. And an 18, perfect. So that kills the bloater and the 2 walkers. So I use these 3 action points. On this side, I'm going to loot that resource spot. A 102, please. A 3. A second canister. On this side, we don't have anything else to loot, so basically coach will move. He will just move up to here, just to be sure in case another group spawn. We'll move to here, and Terence will move up to here. And that's it. Next phase, we have the infected that move towards me. This group here, this group there. So we are getting chased. And since we take a bit of time by looting everything, yeah. We did some noise with the Scar H, so let's a new group appear. Again, please not a 6. Okay, 18 on a 2. I don't even need to spawn them because they are too far. That means that this turn here, this guy will use his 3 action point to move to the extract, and the team will, yeah, reach the extract of the board. So that's it for this first mission. By the way, I forget actually to have a look at the map, and but that's basically we are reaching the first point of the map. We are reaching the hardware store. That means at the end of this mission we gain, if my memory is correct, it's 6 resources. I'm going to grab those dice. I have 4 of them, plus those 2 over here. So I'm going to roll everything and let's see what we found in that hardware store. So we found 2-1, 2-2, so that's actually pretty great. So we found 2-1, we found 2-2, we also found 1-4 and 1-5. So 1-4 and 1-5. Okay, so that's great. Also, when reaching the end of this mission, we learn how to craft one new recipe. So let me grab my recipe deck. So that's all the recipe we can craft. I'm going to shuffle that and pick one random card. So I shuffled that. I'm going to select randomly one of them. And it's a ballistic shield. I would have preferred something a bit more offensive, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we use that or not. So that's That's it for this mission. Next, we'll see in the next video where we move in the city of Charleston. Hope you liked that first playthrough, that first mission of the campaign, and I will see you soon for the next one. Bye everyone.